vlog, you guys. Getting ready, of course, to do my skincare routine. Man, it is balmy out today. Like, not pleasant weather. It feels like, I hate to say this, the inside of a porta potty. It's not Christmas jingle weather at all. But I'm not gonna complain because I do not like to be cold. All right, coming in with this cucumber mask again. If you're new here, this is not something that I would ordinarily be doing, but it's the end of the year and I have some of these things hanging out from PR throughout the year that I've been dabbling in to finish up. And honestly, this is lukewarm to bland. I've got a hangnail going on. Aren't those the worst things in the world? So whatever you do, when you get a hangnail, I know it's tempting, and trust me, I've done it myself. Do as I say, not as I do, although I'm not gonna do it. Don't pull it off because you're gonna pull healthy skin with it. And what can happen is you can get an infection around the nail. It's called paronychia. That is not pleasant to deal with. What you should do, what I do, and this honestly helps a lot. I usually just get plain petroleum jelly, but here I have the Target version of Aquaphor. And of course, you know, me, I put this on everything. It does a trick for just about everything. It really helps with the hangnail because first of all, it protects the skin up under that little nubbin. You know, that's the part that stings. It's not the little nubbin, it's all the skin around it that's like exposed and raw. Protects that, so it cuts down on discomfort, but it also softens that little thread of skin there and helps it, you know, calm down and eventually go away, flake away. So that's what you do with that. Likewise, if you get a blister on your heel, it pops, don't pick off that roof because that's a natural bandage. Just kind of glue it back in place with a little petroleum jelly. It'll help the healing out a lot and it will reduce discomfort. Also, you know, cover it with a bandage further to protect it, but yeah, you don't want to pull off skin. You know, it's tempting, but like you end up pulling. See, with your epidermis, it's all these layers of skin cells, keratinocytes in various stages of maturation. And the outermost layer isn't even a cell anymore. It's just like a little protein nugget remnant. That's really what's protecting you. But underneath that, you have these more immature cells that have all these important functions, like the cells immediately underneath the outermost protective layer. They're charged with like secreting the lipids and stuff that form the protective layer. All that to say, like if you start pulling off that flaking stuff, you're going to expose those more immature cells that are not really like meant to be out and about, and they're kind of, you know, stuff's kind of going to freak out. You're going to have discomfort, and the new skin cells, they need like a moist environment to come in and fill in that defect. So don't pull it away. Let that flappy stuff serve as a natural bandage. In the case of like your face, when you're dealing with a lot of flaky skin, like from starting a retinoid or something, just gently massage or moisturizer or even a little facial oil over the surface of the skin. It can help dislodge those flakes so that, you know, you don't end up pulling or scrubbing or picking that off and irritating your skin, leaving it raw, naked, and afraid. Okay, I'm gonna rinse this off because it's pretty much dried on there. Again, I mentioned this last weekend in the vlog, but because I've been doing this silly mask in an effort to just use it up, I haven't really been washing my face so much in the morning. I haven't really been washing my face with cleanser in the morning. The CeraVe foaming oil cleanser, as a side note, I've really been enjoying this year a lot, and I made it down to the A. I think where I last updated you guys, I was at the E. I'm down to the start of the A. I use this as a hand wash too. It's really gentle, and it gets the job done. Key with hand washing, make sure you get all surfaces between the fingers, around the nails, and then rinse it off thoroughly. And then put moisturizer on. Okay, all that yammering aside, let me rinse this off. Pat some of those drips off. All right, and I'm gonna come in, almost finished with the Healthy Renew serum. This has lasted a really long time for me. And then over that, I'm gonna do another serum today. I'm gonna do my May Love Fade Away Brightening Serum to brighten up skin tone. You know, people ask me a lot of questions about wait times in between stuff like this. You really don't need to wait in between serums. I mean, you can, but there's really not a need to. Once you get one on, you know, you can go on with another one or your moisturizer. You don't really have to wait. I think there's a tendency with, you know, skincare communities or whatever to over dissect the nuances of like the orders of layering things. Honestly, yes, to a certain extent, you know, going thinner to thicker in consistency, it makes sense. But like ultimately, it doesn't make that much of a difference. It can make a difference, like if the skin is wet, it's going to enhance penetration. That might make things more irritating for you. But like, you know, for example, if I put this on first and then the Cetaphil one, it doesn't really matter. You know, they're all going to get into the skin, you know, roughly the same. You know, this is hydrating. It has peptides in it, so it may enhance delivery of some of the things in this, giving me better results, or on the other hand, making it more irritating. But I discovered this May Love serum in 2022, and I've continued to repurchase it numerous times this year because I really do appreciate an overall skin brightening effect with this. Now the Cetaphil serum I primarily use as just like a lightweight hydrating moisturizer. I like the fact that it's fast absorbing. It does smooth the skin surface through hydration, and it's great underneath sunscreen. You do want to make sure your skin is, you know, pretty dry before you put your sunscreen on. And you know, people ask how long. It really kind of depends on the serum and the ambient humidity, but it doesn't take me any time for my face. I mean, my face is already dry. So I'm gonna come on over with a sunscreen today. I'm gonna do this CeraVe Hydrating Sheer Sunscreen again, because why not? But if you have a sunscreen such as this that's water resistant, there's still water on your face, you're gonna get pilling if you try and put it on damp skin. Pilling's where the sunscreen kind of rolls up in little balls, very annoying. You also can get pilling though if the products you have put on underneath sunscreen are like kind of oily. Heavy creams, for example. PSA, do not buy these dishwasher pods because the fragrance is so strong. It permeates into all of your dishes and you can taste it. It is awful. Like, it's so bad, and I can't get the flavor or the taste of it out of like silicone stuff. You know, I have like silicone spatulas and things like that. It's so annoying. I forget what brand this is. I know I'm not being very helpful. I want to say it was Cascade. I think it's Cascade. My gosh, these are awful. Stick with the Kirkland ones if you're a Costco member. The Kirkland dishwasher pods are awesome. But these foul smelling ones are the worst. Yeah, this container, I think it's meant for like cereal, but it works really well for holding the dishwasher pods. Once I empty of these awful ones, I'm gonna put everything from here in there. But yeah, I don't want these to absorb the smell of that. Hopefully those pods don't ruin the smell of this too and like make it permanently smell like that. Oh gosh. I don't understand why everything has to have some sort of fragrance. Like, why do we need fragrance in dishwasher pods if you think about it? I mean, we don't want scented dishes. And I get it, like deodorizing food smells, but that can be accomplished with just baking soda, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, I like nicely scented things just as much as the next person. I love a good candle, as you guys know. Perfume I enjoy. I love the Mrs. Meyer's countertop sprays, room fresheners, but I don't want everything to, and that's not even a good smell, you know, like that Dawn dish soap smell. Ugh, foul. A little Kosari going strong. I saw a comment from one of you guys that you got this recently and that you have been loving it. It's great, right? Like, the way it holds the temperature, I'm telling you, This was a 20, did I get this in 2022? Yeah, this was a 2022 Amazon win. Look at that gorgeous foam. Makes you want to dive right in. Whoa, I'm just kidding. Just unloading the dishwasher here, I can smell that pod smell. Picking up where we last left off with the KBeauty Advent Calendar unboxing. Here we go with Stylevana. Really excited, day 14. A cleansing balm from Hamish. Now this brand, their cleansing balms, one of the first cleansing balms I ever tried was their all clean balm. I haven't tried this Mandarin one, but I imagine it's going to be pretty good. The scents on these are not super strong, nor do they linger. Good quality, excited to have this. Moving over to Yes Style, another cute, adorable little box here from day 14. I just love this calendar, the way the little details of the boxes. This is like a mineral setting powder compact, and I really like the packaging on this. I don't think I've ever tried anything from this brand, but you can see it's got a little poof, and then the flap lid opens up. Day 15, Stylevana, we got, oh yes, we got a duo here from Sewn by Me. First is their retinol serum. The retinol serum also has bakuchiol, which may help stabilize the retinol. It's an antioxidant. However, these products have a really, really strong scent. The eye cream does not have bakuchiol in it, but it likewise has a pretty strong scent. Okay, moving over to Yes Style, we got another, oh, look at that little deer. This was more hydrogel eye patches. Super cute packaging, super cute marketing, but the fragrance was so strong. I don't know what is with these heavily scented hydrogel eye patches this year. This is like what, the third or fourth set? I am not enthused. Okay, day 16. From Stylevana, we got, oh yes, this I am stoked to try. It is an eyeshadow, a liquid eyeshadow, and the color is just so pretty. It's this shimmery, sparkly pink. Looks like it's gonna be really easy to apply to. It has like a doe foot applicator. Looks like a nice creamy formula. It doesn't have any scent to it, so I don't think it has fragrance in it. Now from Yes Style, on day 16, there was a little eyeliner, and this one's kind of interesting because the color is not one I have ever seen from an eyeliner. It's like a rosy pink. Let me know. I have no idea. As far as I know, there's like brown, black, and if you want to get crazy, blue eyeliner. All right, day 17 from Stylevana was a hand cream. I have never heard of this brand before. The hand cream has obviously fragrance because it's marketed as a perfumed fragrance. It's actually a pretty nice moisturizing hand cream. It has like mineral oil as well as hyaluronic acid. I mean, the basic dry skin ingredients. The scent is actually very pleasant, but it's just really, really strong. I think it might give you a headache, honestly. Now, day 17 from Yes Style. I love that cute little box with the, what was that, like a carousel? Anyway, we got something from CosRX, one of my favorite brands, and this is a hydrating serum. It has hyaluronic acid in it, of course, but it also has some components in it for the moisture barrier, natural moisturizing factors like amino acids. It has ceramides, which of course are good for the skin barrier, and no fragrance. Really like the texture. All right, guys, make sure you come back next weekend for the rest of the Advent Calendar unboxing. We'll be finishing it up next weekend. Time to empty the dehumidifier. Look at all that water, it just sucks right out of the air. I know I always say, get a humidifier for dry skin, but here there's so much humidity. Having a dehumidifier really helps keep it from getting drafty. And speaking of humidity, as you can tell, it's raining out. Back out into nature. The circle of life. Yeah, I got this little thing on Amazon and it takes about a week to fill up. It does a really good job. Super quiet, like I forget it's back there. And it'll automatically shut off once it gets completely full through that little lever mechanism. Well, hey guys, I got some festive PJs on. I'm telling you, these Walmart Joyspun PJs I got. So comfortable. So I'm obviously all out of the shower. I put moisturizer all over my body. I put hydrating serum from Centella, the Madagascar Centella on my face. I'm gonna come in my tretinoin in a minute. But one of the things I saw a question on my Instagram the other day, a couple of weeks ago, weeks, days, hours, seconds, all blending together. So I got a question about hydrocolloid patches. Now these are a great option for putting on a pimple to help basically act as a barrier from your fingers to cut down on picking. As long as someone picks, squeezes, scratches at their pimple, very difficult, if not impossible, for it to heal. It's hard to quit. People do it without even realizing it. So these are great. Not only that, the hydrocolloid material helps to absorb some of the exudate so that it flattens the pimple out, helps it heal faster. You see, when it comes to healing, if you have a lot of inflammatory infiltrate in there, you get a lot of swelling, a lot of fluid. That swelling basically slows down healing because it space fills. For example, if you have a wound on the lower leg and you have lower extremity swelling, the swelling is going to get in the way of that wound healing. So like, you tell patients to elevate their leg. If necessary, they've got to wear like compression. In fact, we even have this thing that we do, it's like magic for certain chronic inflammatory things on the lower legs where there's like a lot of swelling. It's called an Una boot. It's basically like this paste and a boot that you wrap and wrap and wrap. And it's compression, and it's like putting in like healing paste that absorbs fluid and is also delivering, you know, moisture, keeping the skin moisturized basically, as well as cutting down on swelling. And they come in, you change it every week, and I'm telling you, Una boot is magic stuff. Magic. No prescription required. It's not some, you know, expensive medication. It just works. But we're talking about pimples here. Similar principle, you know, swelling will slow down healing. If you have accumulation of those inflammatory mediators there, it can lead to hyperpigmentation as well. Also kind of a situation where it favors dilated blood vessels and more of a post-inflammatory erythema situation. So absorbing that, letting it flatten out, it bodes well for healing. All that to say, the question that I go off on tangents of backstories, as I call them. The question that I got is like, when do you put these on in your routine? Like if you want to wear them during the day, because you can, do you put them on before or after sunscreen? It's kind of tricky because they need to go on clean, dry, bare skin. If you have product on there, serum, sunscreen, they don't stick very well. They don't stick well at all. So you want to put them on the skin while it's clean and dry. So if you're someone who gets up in the morning, you wash your face, you kind of want to pat dry that area completely with a towel, put it on. Then do the rest of your skincare routine kind of around it. The problem with wearing these during the day instead of at night when you sleep is if you're going to be outside for a long period of time, these aren't going to protect the pimple adequately from sun. Probably cuts down a little bit on sun, but not like full-blown sun protection. So that's something to be aware of. Like, you know, these are sort of sheer, they're gonna let some UV through. They'll protect it a teeny tiny bit, but not adequately. So that's kind of one reason to consider doing them at night. But one underrated property of both sunscreen and retinoid, both of them, that people don't realize is that both alone and or together will not only help prevent dark spots from forming, but will help to get rid of existing ones. Most people put sunscreen in the prevention box and retinoid in the correction box, but they do both. They do both. There are great studies showing that people who have a lot of post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, sun damage, age spots, they get them to wear sunscreen regularly and come back, you know, several months later after using sunscreen regularly, those spots have lightened, because basically you need the protection piece on there because you need the protection so as to allow what you have to heal and clear. Otherwise, the unprotected UV exposure just keeps those dark spots persistent, but it also is protecting against new ones from forming. Retinoids will help to clear out what you have and prevent more from occurring because they have anti-inflammatory properties. Like adapalene, for example, cuts down on inflammation that would otherwise lead to more dark spots. It also suppresses tyrosinase that would lead to more dark spots, but it helps to get rid of some of what you have, the discoloration, because it improves the rate of turnover of the epidermis so that the keratinocytes in the epidermis that are engorged with pigment, making the epidermis stained, it'll kick those out sooner. So that's how they both work. Now, if you use them together, which you should, if you're going to use retinoid, I mean, you need to be wearing sun protection, period. But to really maximize yield with your retinoid, sun protection, because you're getting multiple angles in one solution there. And it's not all about aesthetics. It's not about, I mean, the aesthetics piece is kind of motivational to a certain extent, but it's not all about that. I mean, because it's like an organ system, and what people don't realize is that accelerated skin aging from excessive sun damage, it weakens your skin, and the premature aging aspect of it, it's not a cosmetic thing, it's like a loss of function unnecessarily. And it's actually called dermatoporosis, similar to osteoporosis. You have thinning of the bones, happens to a certain extent regardless of what you do as a natural part of aging. Everyone's bones get a little thinner with age, but there are obviously things that you do in your lifetime that can really aggravate, really accelerate that and give you osteoporosis and be debilitating. Same thing happens with your skin. It's called dermatoporosis. The skin becomes incredibly fragile, prone to tearing, prone to collection, hematomas, bruising. And that doesn't bode well. It can have significant what's called morbidity, like basically badness happening, because the skin tears, it's prone to infection and poor healing, and that can really make, for older adults, can really be a problem for sure. All right, y'all, I really blabbed on and on there. I am cozy as can be in these PJs. I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I hope you enjoyed today's vlog. Thank you so much for making it to the end. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.